Day four, let's rock and roll. We are talking about discipline and freedom today. There is an amazing book, Discipline Equals Freedom, by a guy called Jocko Willink. And you should totally check that out if this is a lesson of interest for you. That book definitely inspired me with this lesson, and the author is a very interesting guy from the Navy SEALs. So, most people see discipline as punishment. They see it as something they don't want. They see it as removing their creativity, taking all the fun out of things. They see it as like almost self-abuse or something like that. I see discipline totally differently. And what's underlying that is I see discipline as the highest form of self-love. Through all this consciousness work, through writing, through thinking, through journaling, we are going to find out the best things that we know we can do at any one time. You know, I can write about the habits which I want to have every day to become the kind of person I want to be in a few years. And when I work out what those habits are, discipline is then about on the days following that, on the days following my realization and deciding to commit to that, do I stick to my plan? Do I stick to the things which I said I want to do, which I know are good for me, which I care about, which are taking me towards the kind of person I want to be? Or do I, when there's a slight amount of challenge, do I give up on all of that? So in that sense, I see discipline as self-love, because it is extremely self-loving in my judgment to follow up and to do the best thing for yourself, especially when you don't feel like it. And in the text you'll see an example is about ordering pizza. You know, there are many days when I am exhausted. I want to order some junk food. Discipline on those days for me looks like sticking to my nutrition plan, eating some healthy cooked food, which is going to help me meet my nutritional aims. And that is going to give me the long-term goal and the long-term satisfaction of getting my abs and feeling healthy and being in great shape. Some people, I think it's naive to say like, oh, it's self-love to just indulge on those days. Sure, we all need a treat now and then, but too often that becomes an excuse. It becomes a justifier for just bad behavior, which doesn't take us where we want to go long term. Right. And by the way, I never said discipline is great fun or enjoyable. It is making the hard choice when we don't want to. Regarding the creativity point and about it being, stifling or removing our freedom, I disagree with that, because I think in my case, I'm building a life around a new business and around being healthy. And with those things, I am deciding what are my highest leverage activities, the things that are most going to help me get there. And discipline is going to be what actually helps me live that kind of life. And if I'm not disciplined, if I don't follow through on that, I'll not have so many options in the future. I might have to return to getting a job. I might never have the fitness I want. And so I might never achieve the things I really care about unless I'm disciplined. In that sense, discipline is the path, the only path I can follow towards my freedom if I want to achieve all of these different things that I really care about. Yeah, and there's an amazing quote from Jocko: there is no easy way. There is no easy way. There is just discipline. Right, but future lessons will talk about how to make it less miserable. Let's look at the action exercises. I did this again a few days ago. So, 5-minute rule, something I've been putting off. And one of the things I've been putting off is about getting some blood tests done. There are not many things I put off right now. Most of them I'm attacking at full steam. But blood tests is something which I have not been doing, mainly because I don't know how to speak to the people for my blood tests if I got to the hospital. So it's a language barrier thing, and I find that that is a continual challenge for me living in a country where I don't speak the language. what I did is I researched a center nearby to actually go and follow up on that. That was me, yeah, doing a small thing which moves me towards something I've been avoiding. Right, the other thing was about future me or future you as a letter. I did mine in bullet points. You can check that out there. And to walk you through it, I'm working on my business daily. I'm following a schedule. I'm training 6 times a week. I'm speaking and writing speeches. I'm writing a lot of articles and posting them online. I'm networking. I'm running calls for a lot of different people for free. And I'm giving away a lot of coaching. I'm also performing in contests and acting and starting to train mixed martial arts again. I am pushing on it, everything on every front here. And yeah, I'm doing this because I want something more for myself. That is a lot of stuff for me right there. I am tired after a week of doing that. I'm noticing that that's challenging for me, but it's worth it because I'm excited for the results of being the person who does those things. I'm excited to see who I become if I keep consistent with that, in terms of being a speaker, in terms of business engagements, in terms of building a community that I really want to be part of and that I feel I have wonderful people engaged in, and in just generally building out more business connections as well as a lot of health and fitness things, which I really value. I love feeling energetic and healthy in my body. So to myself, this is absolutely an I love you, this is why I'm doing it letter, and I feel very connected to my vision of where I'm going, and so this feels really natural to me. It doesn't actually feel like a huge grind every day. The discipline, it's more of just a little nudge to be like, okay, let's stick to the schedule. I don't feel like I'm having to fight myself to do these things. It's just happening very, very naturally, and my schedule, my calendar is just a natural organization of all these things into my day, which as long as I'm paying attention, it just makes sure I actually hit the things I really care about. So that is day 4. We haven't really talked about the archetypes. You've got some archetype of the warrior stuff here. I will talk about archetypes in a future video. Let me know what you think about the exercises, what you think about discipline and freedom, and I'll see you again tomorrow for day 5.